my timer. Okay. Did you know that on average, one person dies from an alligator attack, one from a shark attack, and one from a bear attack every year? Also, 7 people die from venomous snakes and spiders, 20 people from cows, 28 from dogs, 52 from other mammals, and 58 for bees, hornets, and wasps. The things that scare us the most are the things that aren't even going to kill us. But did you know that the thing that you get in every day to drive from work or to school is the thing that could kill the most? 33,000 people on average each year die in a motor vehicle accident. Now, with those statistics in mind, I want to give you one more statistic. Did you know that over 1,500,000 babies are aborted each year? This is way more than those statistics I just showed you. This means that over 1,500,000 babies are being killed by us every year. So why am I telling you this? Because I want to make you guys aware of the risk, danger, and unethical values involved in Planned Parenthood and other abortion clinics around America. So what do you need to know? You need to be made aware of the fact that Planned Parenthood is being funded by our government and using our tax money to essentially chop up unborn children. That taxpayers' money could be going to something so much more valuable and ethical. Why is this important? I want to inform people of the evil involved in Planned Parenthood and the risks and dangers that abortion has not only on your life, but the lives of others as well. Because of this, Planned Parenthood needs to be defunded. Overall, Planned Parenthood is known for abortions. Abortion is taking the life of a human being. It's physically, mentally, and emotionally damaging to women involved. And the cruelty involved is much deeper than people even realize. And because of this, the government should not be funding such an issue. But instead, our tax money should go to things that have way more value, such as education and medical care, or even care of women who have unwanted pregnancies. So first, I want to talk about the fact that abortion is taking the life of a human being and give you some facts on that. First, I want to look at the scientific facts. Human life begins at conception. This is something that not everyone agrees on, but I want to prove you wrong. Life News tells us that the government's own definition attests to the fact that life begins at fertilization. It says, human development begins at fertilization when a male gamete and a sperm unite with female gamete or ovum to produce a single cell, a zygote, the beginning of a unique individual. Additionally, I want to look at some scriptural facts. The first thing I want to look at is Psalm 139. It says in verse 13, "For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame has hidden from you. When I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were writing, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them." This is saying that before we were even born, God knew he had a plan for us. And in our mother's womb, he knew immediately what the rest of our lives would look like. And because of that, I just don't believe that human life should be taken even to the point of being in a womb. Additionally, I want to look at the phrase amigo Dei. This is saying that we are made in the image of God, even from the beginning, even from the womb. And if that were the case, how could you take the life of a human? And how could you look at even just someone or something in a womb as something that's of unimportance? Because we're made in the image of God, we are viewed differently. Everybody mourns, whether you're mourning a child or mourning a dog. But when you look at the loss of a child, it's so much different than the loss of a dog because of the fact that we are made in the image of God, that man was created differently than any other species. Next, I want to look at the cruelty of abortion. there are different methods involved in abortion. And I remember as a high school student thinking, oh, with abortion, they just take a drug or something, kill the baby, and then it's just gone. But it's actually a lot more cruel and intense and graphic than that. Two of the methods involved are suction aspiration and dilation and curettage. Both of these methods involve physically chopping up the child in the womb and then either sucking it out or pulling it out. Both very cruel and disgusting ways to end human life. And also very physically damaging, which is my next thing. Abortion is not only physically damaging, but it's mentally and emotionally damaging to women who have abortions as well. Planned Parenthood tries to defend the case that women are very satisfied with their results and don't regret having the abortion. But when you look at the statistics, that's very wrong. First, I want to look at how abortion is physically damaging. 10% of women face immediate damage. This can involve excessive bleeding, infection, incompetent cervix, scarring, being sterile, having breast cancer, or even ectopic pregnancy or death. And beyond just the physical damage, abortion is also very mentally and emotionally damaging. First, I want to look at post-abortion disorder. This is women suffering from denial, repression, isolation and numbness, violence and aggression towards themselves and others, sleep problems, sexual difficulty, eating disorders, and trauma, all because of having an abortion. Additionally, 65% of women are more likely to suffer from depression if they've had an abortion, and 6 to 7 are more likely to commit suicide after an abortion. So this leads to the funding of Planned Parenthood. When you look at it, Planned Parenthood is given over $5 million every year. Only about 3% of that actually goes towards abortions, but even in that, $150,000 is going towards abortions. And many women try to defend this with the case that they need that medical care, but the medical care that Planned Parenthood gives, such as contraceptions and testing, can be done anywhere else at another doctor's office where they're not taking the life of a human being. So instead of taking the life of humans, our money could go to better the quality of life for Americans. So what are some other options for women? Well, let's look at adoption. When you look at about 197,000 abortions being committed, there's only about 2,486 adoption referrals in that time frame. So we want to push women to adoption and to better homes for children. And additionally, there's churches, counseling, and resource centers all over that are willing to help women who maybe can't afford to raise a child. So where could your money go instead of Planned Parenthood? Well, a majority of the American schools are in poverty, so it could go to education, to bettering the schools, the curriculum, the textbooks, and the environment. Also, 44 million Americans can't afford health care or aren't even insured. So it could go towards that, towards helping people have better health care, even in the area of pregnancy, so that their child can be healthy and born. So, in all of this, abortion is taking the life of a human being. It's physically, mentally, and emotionally damaging to the women involved. It's being funded when our money could go to some other issues, such as education and medical. So why did you need to know all of this? So that you would be made aware of the evil involved in Planned Parenthood and the risks and dangers abortion holds in order to support Planned Parenthood being defunded. Thank you.